Have you ever found yourself fixating on your mistakes? Do you sometimes feel stuck thinking about the setback you have endured? As humans, we tend to be impacted much more by negative events than by positive ones. We tend to recall insults better than praise, react more strongly to adverse stimuli, and focus our attention more quickly on negative rather than positive information. In this video, we will be exploring the reasons behind negativity bias and sharing 4 tips to overcome the bias and live a happier life. Negativity bias refers to our tendency to attend, learn from, and use negative information far more than positive information. It is in all of us and it can influence how we think, feel, and act. Psychologists believe that such negativity bias could be an adaptive evolutionary function. Being more attentive to negative stimuli played a useful role in survival. However, as we grow and society develops, such hardwired tendency may not be as useful as it once was. As mentioned, negativity bias is very much about what we attend and where do we divert our energy and focus on it. By diverting our attention to positive feelings, thoughts, and experiences, we can begin to address the asymmetry of negativity bias. First of all, being self-aware and challenge our negative self-talk. Recognizing the thoughts, feelings, dialogues that are running through your mind, both helpful and unhelpful ones. From there, you can start to tackle these head-on, challenging them and replacing them with more useful ones. For example, this is Thomas, a university student studying economics. Thomas failed in an exam for the economics introduction course. He feels hopeless and has no motivation to study for other exams at all. What were his thinking before experiencing the frustration and hopelessness? Perhaps he was thinking, if I fail this exam, I will have a poor GPA. I can't find a job with a poor GPA and thus can't earn a living. Is that really the case in reality? It is important to be more aware of our thoughts, challenge our negative self-talk, and replace it with more helpful one. Secondly, learn to reframe the situation. Is the glass half empty or half full? This is all about our perception, framing, and how we interrupt and make sense of the world. When you catch yourself taking a negative view of situations, think about how you can reframe the event in a more positive light. Taking Thomas as an example again, instead of seeing the experience as a failure, he can treat that as a learning opportunity to grow and refine his study strategy to attain better results next time. For sure, reframing doesn't mean to ignore potential red flags, it simply means refocusing so that you give fair and equal weight to good events. Thirdly, savor the positive moments. Because it takes more for positive experiences to be remembered, it is important to give extra attention to good things that happen. When you stop and take some time to sink in a positive experience, you are savoring it and creating memories for the future. Engage fully in the good sensations, happy thoughts, and pleasant emotions that you are feeling. By building up our store of positive feelings and experiences, this helps us address the imbalance that negativity bias predisposes us to. Finally, practice mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness is a great way to become more attuned to our own emotions. Through guided meditations, reflections, and other mindfulness interventions, you can start to observe your feelings and thoughts more objectively. Past researches show that there is an increase in positive judgments and higher levels of optimism when participants practice mindful breathing. Practicing mindfulness helps us to build awareness of our own tendency toward negativity and consciously elevating happier thoughts to the forefront of awareness. We all face rejection, sadness, fear, and unhappiness. When we find ourselves getting stuck on the negative aspects of our lives, it is important to be aware of why we might be doing so. We may be evolutionarily hardwired to focus on negative things, but it is possible to retrain our brains to adopt more positive frames of reference and boost our well-being. Please feel free to comment below and let us know what helps you overcome negativity bias. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification if you like to learn more about psychology and daily life. Please don't hesitate to like this video as well if you enjoy the content.